Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome the fuck back. Let's just dig right into it. We're going to break down the super fight between Jaime Munguia and Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, this is a matchup that's been slated and speculated by Oscar De La Hoya to take place possibly in 2020 next year. So this is a super fight. Jaime Munguia is only 22 years old, nowhere near his prime, but he's shown tremendous elite level power. He's shown a good skill set, and he's already a world champion at only 22 years old. He's a huge fighter. He's very big in stature, and he could be a problem for anyone at 154, 160, and maybe even 168 eventually, because he's such a young guy, because he's still growing. He's developing at a rapid rate. We've already seen improvements from Jaime Munguia in his last fight, and that was against a tough quality opponent. So Jaime Munguia is being fast-tracked for the bigger fights, the best fights, and the biggest and best fight out there is the Saul Canelo Alvarez fight, and that fight would be slated to take place in 2020 at some point, whether it be early or late in the year. I think it does matter. I think the later part of 2020 in September would be the perfect time for Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez to get another fight in. See, you have to understand that 2019 for Jaime Munguia should be just a year of growth, and by the end of this year, he should start challenging another title contender and unifying against another opponent at 154, such as a Jared Swift-Hurd, or just taking a bigger fight against, a Jermell Charlo or someone like that of a more notable name. That way we can see exactly where he is, see where his growth is, and I believe Jaime Munguia will be successful in those strides by the end of the year because he's shown tremendous amounts of growth. I think Jaime Munguia has shown a lot of different skill sets and facets already. His defense is what needs a lot of work, but he did show a somewhat improvement of defense. He's shown footwork and lateral movement. He's shown a tendency to constantly go to the body. So we've seen a lot more things from Jaime Munguia than what we've seen when we first seen him appear on the scene. So Jaime Munguia has improved. He's continuing to improve, but I don't think that a year is going to be enough time for him to develop enough boxing skills to surpass Canelo Alvarez, even at a young age. At this point, even next year, I think Canelo Alvarez would still be a much better boxer, an elite level boxer than Jaime Munguia. But I think what gives Jaime Munguia a chance is the fact that Jaime Munguia can develop defensively a little bit more, and defensive abilities are a lot easier to develop than offensive abilities. So if Jaime Munguia can develop defensively enough to be able to stay in the fight with Canelo long enough to try to land some clean shots, and he can come in the bigger, heavier man on the night of the fight, I think it'll make it a more competitive fight at this point. And this is assuming that Jaime Munguia doesn't have any blips, goes through and continues to develop, continues to work hard, and passes every test. This could be a super and mega fight of the future against two top-level athletes. This fight could be in Mexico City. I think it'd be one of the biggest fights in North America that North America has ever seen, because these guys are both top-level fighters. Jaime Munguia is still green, and so the fact that he's already coming along, showing progress, I think that'll be an excellent fight for both fighters. Once again, unbiased as always, is the Ibfp. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.